You're welcome back. Time to check what you've been saying about some of the topics that we have put on our site, on some of the headlines that are reading this hour. And Aisha joins me again. Hi, Aisha.
Hello, Europa. Now I can make my comments. I must say, very beautiful outfits, nice combination. Oh, I'm in love with your outfits. All right. So you know how to join the conversation. It's on facebook.com/joynews on TV. On Twitter, it's on Joy News on TV. Let's have a beautiful conversation. No insulting, no harsh words. We're all one Ghana, so let's stay in one full piece. Now, the year 2016 has been busy with lots of political activities, which ended with the December polls and which will be crowned soon with a swearing-in ceremony on January 7. Well, beyond that, the year has been full of ups and downs, but hey, regardless of that, we still need to appreciate our politicians for the role they play in our democracy. So tell me, if you had the opportunity to award the Politician of the Year, who will that be and why?
Well, as usual, we all know that Nana Addo has done well in terms of his campaign and every activity plan that he has. Therefore, I think I will give it to him. Because of the way he ran every activity and the policies he wanted to bring out.
If I want to give it to, I think I'll give it to the president. Because he conceding defeat is one of the greatest things Ghana has ever experienced. When we go to Gabon, Gambia, sorry, the president lost, but he's refusing the seat. So the best that the president can do for us is to conceive the seat. So I will give him the best politician.
To every sector.
No, just one person. Like, who do you think would get best politician of the year? Had to say something.
I think it's the whole Ghanaians. We are the best politicians in the world. Because, there was a time ago that, we were voting based on, affiliations, our trends and all that, ideologies and all. But you could see that this time around, there was a massive improvement in our political system that, it's commendable. So I think the best politicians, I'll give it to Ghanaians, not a particular person.
Nana Addo, of course.
Why?
He's the best politician so far.
Why would you give it?
He has a patience for all that years, and now he has achieved whatever he wants. Yeah. I think he's the best politician.
Oh, Nana Addo is the best politician. And in terms of politics, he's popular than anybody in this country. And he's patient. He lost election for the first time. He lost for the second time, but he didn't complain. He went ahead to contest for the third time. So the vote that he gets is a sympathy vote. People have sympathy on him and give him the vote. And we know that if he couldn't do it, no one else can do it. We know it. And also, as at his age, he doesn't need much money to be taken from state coffers.
All right, so a lot of you have been responding to that issue that we posted on our Facebook page. So we're going to go straight to the comments and see what you have been writing. As Abu Sadiq writes, yes, I have the power. Alan K is my man for the year. He and Nana had a lot of contests, seemed to be enemies, but after the contest, he came together to work for victory for NPP and for Nana and for himself. So Alan K is his man. Adora writes, the sports minister, Honorable Neil Ante-Van der Poel, the only personality who is anti-corrupt in NDC. I think he's a square peg in a round hole. So that's your opinion, Adora. Rosia Boss says that Park with Mr. Arthur because he made President Mahama's defeat simple. Oh, Rose. And Inkum Daniel says, I will reward Chairman Wontumi and President Mahama for accepting that he lost heavily by over 1 million votes. Hashtag Mahama. Onapo Christmas. Hashtag Yadumso.
Yadumso.
Yadumso. And Koshi Atipo writes, Nana Dankwe Akufo-Addo, he ran a simple message-filled campaign that won him a landslide never before seen in Ghana. And Irasong Said Jabati says, the unsung hero of MPP's victory, Mr. Peter Amewu, don't know if I get the name right, the MPP chairman for the Volta region.
And a champion Martin, despite says Samira Baumia, kindly make it known to her that her campaign four-wheel drive should be passed on to me. And he's laughing out loud. Fred Mensanyako says, Dr. Baumia, he did everything. He was the engine. Each lecture was revealing Woyominomics, make economy, corruption here, corruption there, corruption everywhere, and many more. And I'm not sure I can mention Gidi Godor. He says City FM and Joinies, they did well in bringing their party into office. Thanks. Oh my goodness, you would be fair to say
is not affiliated to any political party.
Yeah, Odami says John Dramani Mahama for conceding defeat and ensuring a smooth transition. And now for Stephen Lampard says, for me, I will go for Dr. Baumia. He has been outing this year and hasn't been a thorn. He has been a thorn in the flesh of the governing party. Elias Haruna Tamale says the best politician is Nana Addo. Ghana is here to work again. Bawa Musa says, let's be straightforward as Ghanaians for once. Back we see Mr. Arthur has no co-equal on this one. Trust me. And he says, ha ha ha. Eben Kweku Abronoma says, okay, Kennedy Japan, he's the tit for tat man. You don't step on his tail and go scot-free. Eminent Kojo says, Honorable Hassan Azong of Bulsa South constituency, he has done vigorous campaign, but luck eluded him. Drizzle Gots Bannerman says Alex Afenyoma King, MP for Ifuto constituency. Gustav Alokobu says Nana, because people used to say he is too short and always takes sleeping tablet, but with determination he won the battle. Bill Chloroquine says Peter McMenu, Nana Komia, not sure if I got the spelling right. Okay, so you got the spelling right. Dr. Baumia is economist of the year though. Nana Keado says Nana Addo, because upon all the image assassination, he kept his cool and won the election convincingly. And Bill Moses says, Dr. Baumia, if you don't believe you for ask the outgoing vice president, he could tell you Dr. Baumia do all. The Rikuso Hene says Samira Baumia, splendid and frequent.
I think you meant to say eloquent.
Eloquent or fluent or something. Francis Sita says, Honorable Alexander Fenyoma King. Sebe Bakun says, Dr. Baumia and Samira. Aman Shura says, oops, I don't have the power, so I'm guessing my answer will not matter. Rafiq says, I will crown Nana Addo for remaining tenacious despite looking two consecutive elections. And Adam Mohammed Amin Moa says, oh, for me, I'll give it to the General Mosquito, aka Mr. Comfortable Leader. And Al Hassan Habib says, Ivor Green Street, he's disabled and tried to get some votes. And so, but I'll give it to Ghanaians. I think I side with the guy who said Ghanaians are the best politicians. You know why? They talk a lot. I'll hit your face. I'll punch your face. But we ended the election and everybody was quiet and it was peaceful. And so I'll give it to all Ghanaians.
I totally agree.
Also, a piece of information we would like to share. The Chinese government takes its officials and members of their families on prison tour on a regular basis to give officials a feel of what awaits them if they dare engage in corruption. The tour includes a meeting with former government officials who were caught for corruption and were punished. And the question I ask, do you think Ghana needs to adopt such a measure to deter government officials from engaging in corruption?
Why not? I mean, it's just a normal practice. So if they go there, but one funny thing is people can still go there and come back and do the same thing. They won't change their ways. So it's not the matter of going there, but it's about the person himself. If you're not corrupt, you're not corrupt. I mean, somebody said, a friend of mine said that each and every human is corrupt. But it's about the personality, who you are and where you're coming from. So it's not a matter if you go there. Of course, maybe if you go there, it can influence your ways to some extent. But as to say that it will, deter you from not doing corruption, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some experience also that they need to do. So by also going there, they may know what is there, but not in terms of going into the prisons to. I mean, yes, I think that is right. For them to know what is happening there, and that can be of help to the nation.
As for that one, I think it's debatable because number one, it's going to encourage people not to be diabolic and not to be corrupt. But at the same time, I think it's a difficult measure. I mean, we are not China. China, we all know how they run their own government. We are much more democratic, so I don't think I'll go for it.
If they are aware that, I mean, when they go there and they find out the situation over there, when they come, they will realize, they will not even engage in such problems because they know when they commit, they'll be taken there, and it will serve as a lesson, like, to them. You understand?
Well, I think it's okay. They get to see the situation in the prisons, so that when they come out, they know if they get in there, what is going to happen to them. So they would really not go in there or want to do anything that would take them in there. Basically, that's what I think. So they should take them there.
Okay, I've been to the prisons. It's not a good place to be. I don't know if it will do anything to the politicians, and I do believe that once in a while they actually do go there and they know what goes on there. So I don't know if it will change them, because I think Ghana's corruption problem is not about we not knowing that this is wrong or right. It's in it. We do it because we want to. It's not going to the prisons to see people there because of corruption won't actually change them. I don't think it will change them.
All right, so those are some comments from the streets of Accra. Let's see what you've been saying on Facebook. Araba, what are people saying?
Well, Aram Dad writes, in Ghana, the money set aside for that tool will either be bloated or stolen, and a commission of inquiry will be set to investigate it. After that, white elephant paper from the president, LOL. And Bema Kopel Fearless writes, the fact is, China is far economically inclined than Ghana, so it cannot work because money will still be used and humans are the people enforcing it. So surely corruption will still be there. And Prince Nuruddin Bawumia says that in fact, we only trivialize corruption but fail to tackle it. It's a good move and people, especially workers, will learn from their silly mistakes. Joseph Adobo writes, no, this will be a waste of our resources. The laws should be made to work with deterrent sentences for especially for corruption, public officers. That's what you're writing. And Anani JB says, the tolls alone will not deter them. Their SNIT contributions and all other known savings and contributions should be used as collateral. That's interesting. Benedict Badu writes, what we need is strong and independent institutions to apply the laws of the land impartially. These visits will amount to nothing if the laws are not enforced.
And Eminent Kojo says, I don't think it's necessary to do that because all of them, if not seen, have heard what prisoners go through. So it's waste of resources and energy. Kilian Kofi Komashi says, is it that we cannot think in this country or what? Always have to copy the system or rely on what other countries set up for their country? Now, wow. And Banton Nobete says, yes, but it's unfortunate the African system, some of these things doesn't deter officials from stealing. The best way you can deter a Ghanaian from stealing is by letting him swear by the gods. And Kata NSS, ha ha ha, in Africa here, you mean Ghana to be precise, we can let them sleep in jail for a week or more. Trust me, if they will steal, they will. It's not about they are not aware of the consequences of corruption, but the mind is made up. Until we change our mind and tune it to God's spirit, we will be corrupt, sir. Bashir Jinapo says it would have been good to do such a thing here, but we must ask one question: is it doable? To me, following what is happening in Ghana, I think it will be difficult to do. Let's try. From Tumu Upper West region. Okay, actually Bashir is from there. Piper Arthur says Ghanaians are interesting, though, and he laughs. He says, how many corrupt officials have been convicted for crimes to the state? If we start prosecuting them, we wouldn't need to tour prisons. Nana K. Ado says, ha ha ha. Them way the babies with sharp teeth have squandered our money. No need. We should just enforce the laws, keke. And those are some of the comments coming on Facebook. Now, finally, the Harmattan is here again, and the British High Commissioner, John Benjamin, seemed to have invited the wrath of Ghanaians upon himself with his tweet on the weather. John Benjamin he tweeted, oh, that nasty air outside, all of a sudden, did someone inaugurate the Harmattan already? And this has got many talking. While many lash him for a comment they describe as controversial, seeking to mock the president who recently inaugurated some officials, others think it is just for humor and should be allowed to pass. So what do you make of the UK High Commissioner's tweet?
I mean, basically, we all know President Mahama was inaugurating a couple of projects before he left office. And the fact that he used that word inaugurate, I mean, it says a lot. So the High Commissioner, he didn't do well. He should just accept the fact that, I mean, he has done wrong. I believe he has to take time. I mean, you know the position you're occupying. You shouldn't say certain things. You should be decent with your words. I can equate him to President Trump. I mean, if you ask me. So basically, it's wrong. It's wrong. Yeah.
In this era, everybody have his own opinion and the freedom to every speech. Okay. So what actually the person puts on is maybe he is expressing his speech. Okay. So I believe it's high time democracy should spread to each one so that everybody can say what he likes. So I believe it's okay in that right direction.
Oh, for me, I don't think he should even indulge in our. He's not a Ghanaian, so why should he? I mean, say something of that sort. You understand? He doesn't have the right to do such a thing. We Ghanaians should have to deal with Ghanaians over here.
For the first one that he said sad things about, I don't think it's some people create. I think people even they think it's joke or something. So it's not a big deal at all. But he's not supposed to say that. It's not necessary. That's what I think.
I don't see anything wrong with what he has written. At least humor is part of human life. I mean, so and it's of course that it is a natural happening. No human has any control by it. So it's being commissioned by someone. It's just something funny out there that, I mean, we all can laugh about. So why should people, chastise him or say something that I think is not wrong?
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. I think they should mind their own business, basically. This is our country, and then we run it the way we want to. Whatever we are inaugurating, he's still in power. The president is still in power, so whatever he wants to do, he can still go ahead and do it. So I think they should mind their business and let us also mind our business. Okay. When we need them, we'll get to them.
Okay, frankly, I think it's just a normal thing. I mean, it's not wrong for someone to crack a joke. I mean, yes, he's a British High Commissioner. It doesn't make him more superhuman than anyone else. So there's no reason for anyone to bash him about it.
All right, so that's what you've been saying from the streets of Accra. Let's see what's happening on Facebook. A lot of messages, Araba.
Indeed, and Bashiru Jinapo says it would have been good to do such a thing here, but we must ask one question: is it doable? To me, I believe this is not what we are supposed to be reading, but
All right, so we'll be getting the messages and read them out to you. But Araba, what do you think about this comments by John Benjamin? People say he likes prognosing too much. Eh?
Well, they may be right to some extent. You see, he's a diplomat, and as a diplomat, you have to act in a certain way. Exactly. And so it's important not to be, you know, doing things that will impair the wrath of your host nation.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, but I also think that, you know, he was trying to be humorous.
I'm sure he was trying to be humorous, but
way.
He didn't get it right.
Exactly.
Maybe next time he should get it right. Let's check what people are saying on Facebook. Araba.
So Josie Pan or Joel Pan says, I don't see anything wrong with this tweet. I think we're taking it out of the comic stage to a political view. Had Mahama won the elections, this statement wouldn't have been a problem. Talking about foreigners getting involved in our politics, NDC and Mahama brought Nkem Owo from Nigeria to do an advert for them. Was he a Ghanaian? So that's the question he's asking. Kweku Charles Nkrumah says, it's a season of laughter. He may be referring to president, but sincerely, the first time reading it in the morning, I only laughed it off. Don't know why people will take it so hard. And Francis Anoche writes, are we the originators of the English language? Is it our native language? Are we the ones to teach or show John Benjamin the choice of words to use when expressing himself in his mother tongue? Since when did the outgoing government adopt commissioning of Harmattan as its achievement, never to be mentioned anywhere in the world? The disgrace is massive, so they are looking for rags to cover their shame. Comfortable leaders always cruising to disappointment and opposition. I won't even be surprised if they commission 2017 before we finally cross over on 31st December 2016. That's not very charitable, Francis Anoche, but that's your opinion. Charles Yao Inchi writes, he's got a good sense of humor and nothing wrong with the tweet. People should be concerned about Tria message, which is more insulting than thinking about this. And Otu Eric writes, if he said commission, then he would have been guilty of referring to Mahama. The dude used inaugurate and some people bore. I don't see the need for the outrage. Or is it that somehow now holds the inaugurate, or somehow now he holds the inaugurator in chief title?
Let me see. Nazi Boy says it's a harmless tweet. We read unnecessary meanings to staffs too much. We also politicize everything in this country. Can't we share jokes anymore? And on that note, we check our picture of the day.
Your money, your life. I don't have any money, and I gave my life to Christ last week Sunday.
So, I'm sure this.
So this is an
armed robber attacking an individual.
Exactly.
At gunpoint, and he says your money or your life, and then the individual says, I don't have any money, and I gave my life to Christ last week Sunday. So you have nothing to get from me.
Well, that's a tight position to be in, you know. You don't have money.
And you've given your life to Christ. I'm sure it will be up to Christ to save you at that particular moment.
Exactly. And he always comes through.
All right. And on that note, we end the interactive segment. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Enjoy your evening.